Okay, everybody, we are back with Rampage City versus Nudists round 2. Just waiting on Mr. Cozy One Heartsy, whatever that name means, to load in, and we're here after several technical difficulties. But it is time to get down into the draft. Excited to see this next game. It was a great game last time. Nudists did make great comeback there at about the 40-minute mark. But we did see some great play out of both teams. There's some very solid puck play. We'll see if puck is one of the banouts. I have a feeling that either Bane, Marana, or both will be banned out by the Nudists here pretty early on. Very effective combination coming out of Rampage City.
Yeah, it took me and I think the Nudists by surprise a little bit there. I'm just going to double check that my Dota TV mic is on. It is in fact on. Okay.
Alchemist ban and Bane perhaps as the next one. Marana can still be very efficient without a setup like Bane. Like we had the Nudists ban out Rubik before just because they didn't want him. But Rampage City could pick up both of them if it is the Bane banned out. And probably just be just as efficient, and no, it's a Visage yet again.
Yeah, so see if Rampage City likes their Bane and Marana. If they're gonna go for it again, it did. I don't want to say backfire, but it did go poorly for them in the end, so who knows? Yeah,
and it was very effective early game, and it kind of started becoming ineffective toward the middle late game when I think the Nudists just kind of became more aware of their positioning and were able to dodge more arrows.
Yeah, and then there's also the fact that even if they did get caught out by the arrow, not catched out, caught out. I'm not Lumi. Caught out by the arrow, it's not half their HP. Something like that, you know, a level 3 arrow. That Alchemist was level 4 for the longest time, and you know, a level 3 arrow does so much magic damage. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it did almost half the Alchemist's HP at level 4. And so, you know, just being hit by an arrow was able to burst down, you know, one of the members of the team so much that it changed the course of the fight. And that percentage of HP, so to speak, starts decreasing as the just got tankier.
And is Venomancer the beginning of another, this time heavier push strat coming out of the Nudists? We do have Abaddon, who not super great in a push, but he does that aphotic shield, which can be very efficient even if you cast it like on your creep wave. So, and Weaver.
Viper is picked up by Rampage City. They do like that. I have kind of mixed feelings about Weaver. I like playing him as him occasionally. I don't know exactly. I'm pretty bad at last hitting with him, to be honest, with Geminate attack. Even just not so much in the laning stage, but being able to farm creep waves fast with him, it can be tricky because I'm not used to it, and sometimes I just feel extremely useless on the hero. But then I play against him, and it's just annoying.
Well, the thing with Weaver too is that he's just another good split push hero here, and with that Venomancer, I think this is the beginning of another split push. Although we do have Puck banned out by Rampage City, so perhaps they're not expecting it to be another Death Prophet. I'm not sure. I do expect the Nudists to go for the Death Prophet mid again, though.
Yeah, they'll probably look to pick that up or a Pugna if they are in fact trying to go for some push.
Oh, they ban out the Death Prophet themselves. Interesting. So never mind, I will eat my own words. This could be a Pugna, like you say. Pugna, very annoying hero because he can just eat towers about almost as quickly as the Death Prophet can, simply for the fact that he doesn't have to wait for his ultimate, so he can constantly be getting damage off.
Yeah, Pugna, I would say, is objectively a little bit better at taking towers than a Death Prophet, but the Death Prophet's strength comes that even when you're pushing a tower or defending the tower, you can't run into the Death Prophet's team because the Death Prophet ulti is up. And you will be punished if you just stand around in that.
You will be punished. But yeah, I guess Nudists don't want to play it, and they don't want Rampage City playing it, which pretty good tactic there. If we can't have it, nobody can. They know how effective the hero is. And waiting for this next ban out of Rampage City, trying to predict the Nudists' strategies. Each of them banned out their own mid hero, interestingly enough, from the last game.
That's true. And the Nudists did first ban their pick from last game, their first pick actually from last game in the Alchemist. So they don't want to roll with him as a support.
They do ban out the Pugna.
Yeah, so if Nudists were going to be looking for that, they won't be able to anymore.
Unfortunately for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this will completely sort of derail what the Nudists wanted to go for, if they'll just kind of go a different direction with the draft. I wouldn't say that a Venomancer and a Weaver has so heavily committed them to a push lineup that they're screwed if they can't get a Pugna necessarily. I think they could go in a different direction with it.
But Dragon Knight. But Dragon Knight. We'll see if they do want to do that. Yeah, they do like their tanky heroes. I wouldn't classify Weaver and Venomancer as quite the tanky hero, but they did like a lot of. They picked up the Alchemist, the Bane, or excuse me, the Timbersaw, and Death Prophet in her own way is a tanky hero. And Dragon Knight is one of my favorite tanks to play. Nudists also thinking about their bans. These seem to be actually spending a lot more time thinking about their bans than about their picks, it seems like. Just trying to play very carefully here. Oh, we have a Bane on the side of the Nudists. I don't see any combos with him as of yet, but still a very effective lockdown hero. And Rampage City responds with a Rubik, and they say, we want your Poison Novas and your Fiend Scripts on our team too. So, obviously a great hero. Everyone knows Rubik.
I love Rubik. He's such a fun hero to play, and I just going Blink Dagger and Force Staff and Aghanim Scepter and Yules is just so fun on the hero. He does so well with mobility, and you can just make some big plays. It's a lot of fun.
After the ban, they did ban out the OD on the side of the Nudists, so I guess they're not expecting the Viper mid yet again. We saw him solo safe lane last game, and he did. I'm sorry, the Slark was solo safe lane. We saw him in the tri lane with Bane and Mirana last game, and he did pretty well for himself there. Lifestealer pickup, great carry. Should be pretty effective with a Bane Venomancer tri lane. I'm assuming Weaver solo off lane, but there's always room for correction in these predictions. And this draft's starting to slow down a little bit more. We did see the teams kind of rushing through it last time, and it did go pretty well for Rampage City early on, but they did end up losing in the late game. If you're tuning in here, we do have, like we said, with the Weaver and the Venomancer, we do have some pretty good pushing power. Lifestealer as well to a point, but he does offer them some great late game potential there, combined with the Weaver.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was responding to someone in Twitch chat. They wondered what the prize was for the league, and I just went and quickly looked it up on the website, and it did not say. Oh, Steam gift card. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the denomination, however.
Okay, I'm sure that's not been announced yet. I looked at the website and it wasn't
Storm
clear.
Spirit, except for he's not on the same team as the Lifestealer, which makes me a little bit sad. Would have loved to see some nice little bombs, although he can hop in the Weaver, I suppose. Sakuchi's not the best Lifestealer bomb, but it can definitely work.
Yeah, and they might go for a very mobile mid-hero here, even if it isn't a Storm Spirit or a Puck.
Zippo Rubik equals GG. Thank you to our viewers on Twitch. Casting is done, no more commentary needed.
Hey, Rubik in the right hands can be GG. They might want to pick up a Queen of Pain here. Queen of Pain actually does do pretty well against a Storm Spirit.
And out. I've actually I guess versus this lineup, if he doomed Venomancer, that would be like an instant kill every time Doom was off cooldown. Basically, poor guy. Bane's a little bit tankier, so as the levels went on, he would be a little more resilient than that. But Queen of Pain is banned out, and we have a Magnus. I actually don't think I've seen him at all in AD2L so far. Maybe one game.
Oh, really? Oh man, I'm picturing in my head a team fight here, but I just want to point out Rampage City. They're not idiots. They did ban a Queen of Pain, but I'm just picturing a Magnus with a Life Stealer inside of him, and the Magnus blinks in, gets a 5-man RP, and the Life Stealer pops out, and he has Empower casted on him, and he just goes to work with all that cleave.
And then the whole time, Venomancer is slowly slithering up just in time to Poison Nova and GG team wipe. So we'll see if we have any great plays like that out of the Nudists this game. Rampage City picks up a Shadow Fiend. So is this a farming Shadow Fiend? I take it?
It could be. I think Ravery did play the puck in the mid lane. I think the Shadow Fiend will go into the mid lane. I've seen far more safe lane Storm Spirits than I have safe lane Shadow Fiends. So my inclination is that this is a safe lane Storm Spirit, excuse me. I'm not sure where the Viper is going to go, to be honest. I really not sure.
GG guys, 3 mid heroes. 4 if you count the Rubik. Joking. I'm sure that Rampage City will show us some amazing play with their lineup. And just waiting on the Bane here, a little extra strategizing time as these teams go into Game 2 of the Nudists versus Rampage City here.
Yeah, I really do want to see what I predicted coming to pass. I do want to see a Life Stealer just popping out with Empower and just going to work on a group of 5 heroes or 4 heroes. And I will be actually right back. I have to use the restroom, so if you want, actually, I'll introduce the Dire for you. You here for the Nudists. We'll have Kiko Man playing the solo mid Magnus. We'll have L playing the Lifestealer in the safe lane. We will have Addict playing the solo offlane Weaver, Blue playing the support Fane, and Jack Kurosawa playing the support Venomancer.
Kurosawa. And on the other side of the river, we have Reverie playing the solo mid Shadow Fiend. We have Trig X playing the 42-second pause Abaddon. And we have a name that I can't see because it's purple. Henry Aris, perhaps? Henry Aris on the Viper with his Abaddon up here. We have RC Jace on the Storm Spirit, not sure where he's headed. Probably the bottom lane with this Rubik. We're going to see the classic 2-1-2 setup here. And Mr. Cozy One on the Rubik. And we are paused up right at the beginning of the game. Yet again, hopefully this doesn't last too long. Lots of pauses this game. And we are back from the pause. Here looks like Abaddon has returned. Where are you going, Abaddon, buddy?
Seconds to battle.
And lane's starting to shape up here.
Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's
looks like
alright, we were paused the whole time.
Missed that much? Okay, yeah.
Smoke up on the Bane and the Venomancer here immediately. Looks like they're going to try and catch the Shadow Fiend right as he meets in the middle lane. And Magnus picks himself up a double damage. So let's see what they can do with this. What did the Venomancer skill? He did scale Venomous Scale, and we have Nightmare. So this could be a very dead Shadow Fiend. Not expecting him, walking right up to the lane, and here they come. Smoke is popped. There's the Nightmare. Here comes the Gale. No? Oh, he did it. He attacked too early. Venomancer gets Nightmared in return, takes a bit of tower damage, and unfortunately just a bit of misplay on the side of the Nudists as unfortunately Venomancer transfers that Nightmare to himself and messes up their smoke gank. And that's unfortunate because they are out of lane for a little bit and they do waste that smoke. But they have zoned Shadow Fiend back a little bit. Actually, the block going his way, so...
I don't think the Magnus blocked at all. He was right away mid to take that double damage rune.
Yeah, so that's very unfortunate for them. Just the timing completely off on that one. Already having to clarity up on the Venomancer too, as Venomous Scale is very mana intensive at level 1. Only 195 mana pool for 125 mana spell. And then we do see this Viper go offlane with the Abaddon. They should actually do pretty okay for themselves versus this defensive tri-lane, as we can already see the creep wave kind of going their direction. They seem pretty happy. Viper farming better than anyone on the map. I mean, it's only 2 minutes into the game, but still. This Weaver should be okay as well.
Yeah, this tri-lane could probably get a few kills on some off lanes, but this is a very tanky off lane. This is a Viper Abaddon off lane. I don't think they're going to be getting many kills on this lane.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Between the Aphotic Shield, the Corrosive Skin, and the natural tankiness of Viper, he should do okay for himself. Magnus actually, even though he did not block, leading the KS score, probably because he had that double damage run right off the bat, but Shadowfiend gonna go and make up the difference here.
Yeah, he was able to use the double damage, and the whole time that his supports were messing around with Nightmare. Oh, Venomancer does go down.
Oh, poor guy. I didn't even see that. Did not expect that to happen so early. Looks like Viper did take some harass in the meantime, but he does get helped up by his best friend Abaddon, and he's alright. We see Rubik here doing a pull through in the jungle, denying Weaver quite a bit of farming experience, so doing a little bit better there. How did Venomancer go down? Did you happen to see it?
I did not see. I just noticed that he didn't actually give up first blood because he died to creeps. So presumably they maybe tried to initiate, and then the Viper, and he just got too far forward, and the Viper was able to poison attack him down, and the Abaddon probably miscoiled him, presumably.
Presumably. A little bit of theory crafting on our part here. We do have the bottle already up on the Magnus. Good timing on that. Shadow Fiend having his delivered as we speak. So both mids doing pretty much equal. Actually, Magnus turning the KS board around a little bit, but as far as gold goes, they seem to be doing alright. The Magnus did bottle rush, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Weaver actually did go down. It looks like the Storm Spirit got an early level in pull. And if they had a sentry ward down in lane, which they do, they were probably able to get a kill with telekinesis plus a fade bolt. It is a pretty decent nuke, and if you land 1 or 2 remnant overloads, that's gonna hurt. Weavers aren't known for being extremely tanky. Levels 1, level 2.
And
what is that? 500 health at level 3.
Where is the Bane? We do have a sleep on the Life Stealer here. Magnus comes over to try to engage in this little transaction going on here, but doesn't get a whole lot done. Grabs a little bit of creep gold out of the jungle. Bane did die there, and Life Stealer did manage to self-nightmare himself. He could fall. He's gonna fall too. No, he gets nightmared and denied. Good timing on that Bane TP in, but Venomancer is gonna go ahead and fall to this Viper Abaddon combo, who is doing very well for themselves against this tri-lane. They've already picked up 3 kills. And +1 deny.
Yeah, and this is where
Weaver goes through and grabs all the farm out of the scout.
He gets a little zap just for his troubles. And this is where the strength of dual lanes is shown, especially if you picked strong dual lane like this. Viper Abaddon is just a crazy lane to deal with, and if the tri lane isn't as strong as it could be, and they're either feeding or just even not accomplishing that much in terms of getting their carry farm, then they're wasting 2 supports. The supports are sharing levels, so that means, especially with the carry, so the carry is going to be slightly underleveled. And if their safe lane carry is doing well, which is a Storm, who's already level 5, compared to the level 4 Lifestealer, who has died once, but I do believe he was denied.
Yeah, the Lifestealer was denied.
Yeah, then the Radiant definitely come out on top.
Yeah, we have
this laning stage
sitting on almost no gold and a Quelling Blade and a Stout Shield. Viper already has his phase boots, just to tell you how this lane has been going thus far. Pretty impressive on his part.
Yeah, and we do see that the 2 top last hitters here are the Shadow Fiend and the Viper. Though Magnus is up there, I think the Shadow Fiend just hasn't been able to harass him enough, and he's been spamming Shockwave,
and
which
Magnus
is the correct way to farm as Magnus.
Every ruin so far. Venomancer does go ahead and rotate bottom. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. They're going to free up a little bit of farm for his carry, but this Lifestealer and the Bandage is getting zoned out hard by Viper.
Yeah, I don't think it was a correct decision for Shadow Fiend to walk back to base. He could have gone to the camps here, especially if you're a Radiant Shadow Fiend, and stacked them or raised them, and just bottle crowed. That would have been what I would have done, even if you have an empty bottle. Looks like we will have a DC from Rubik.
From Rubik. Unfortunately, a lot of DCs coming out of Rampage City this game. Can't really help it. It happens. So far this early game, once again going the way of Rampage City. We'll see if the Nudists can turn it around. Although this lineup not quite as good at playing from behind necessarily, they do need their farm up on that Lifestealer for him to be useful.
I think as long as the Lifestealer has maybe an armlet by the mid game, by a decent time if he has an armlet, phase armlet maybe, then it'll just be all up to Magnus and his RPs. And how the Radiant space themselves in the teamfight. They do have some mobile heroes. Rubik perhaps with Blink Dagger, Storm Spirit, obviously one of the most mobile heroes in any team fight. Shadow Fiend, obviously not that mobile of a hero, but he could go for a Blink Dagger. So I think it will just have to depend on how well this Magnus plays in terms of early fights.
And he has been ganking quite a bit. He does have his double damage pop now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that level 5 gank was. Even with a haste rune, I don't know if there was so much that he could do. If he did get in position to get a really good skewer, I guess that could have been a successful.
And even though there is vision here, the path he takes just makes it very hard for them to dodge this. He does miss his skewer, unfortunately. Is he going to use the RP? Yeah, he isn't going to use the RP.
Use it.
Yeah, he does have the double damage up. They're going to go ahead and grab a kill. Nope, we have the ulti pop.
Yeah, this is a level 6 Abaddon.
Poor guy. That is going to turn this fight right around as Magnus tries to bottle up to re-engage, perhaps, and they're going to go ahead and grab themselves a Lifestealer. I believe he is taking a lot of damage. Yeah, does go ahead, and the Magnus is going to drop too. So this 4 versus 2 turns into 2 kills, 3 kills going the way of Rampage City, and 4 kills going the way of Rampage City. What just happened? I don't even know. All he did was orb him to death. That's all he did. And they managed to kill almost every single hero.
That's all the Viper did.
That's all the Viper did, yeah.
Yeah. The Abaddon was definitely a big part of that.
No,
he got several.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
Plus, the fact that he was already level 6 by the time that gank went off meant that the Magnus was able to spend an RP for literally nothing. Because all he did was spend mana and waste some of his health, and all he did was lock down an Abaddon who was healed up to full HP anyways.
Abaddon accidentally pops his own ulti here using the Death Coil to heal Viper up just a little bit. But Viper's gonna have that Manta very soon, and this guy he has phase boots and a circlet, and just the amount of damage coming out of him is incredible. It looks like Abaddon's gonna be the mech carrier this game.
Tower is under siege.
So we'll see if Viper does want to go for sort of a tankier item in just a moment.
The Viper will probably go for... I'm not quite sure.
I've seen a lot of Vipers go Vanguard, but I don't think it's great on ranged heroes.
It's not as good anymore, no. It used to be very common, but I don't know if they nerfed, per se, the way that Vanguard works on ranged heroes, but it's not very good on Viper anymore, or Razor for that matter. The Shadow Fiend is getting a little bit of cocky. Oh, it does land some good raises on a Viper, but I think if 2 or 3 heroes rotate his way, he'll be very vulnerable. Ward is popped.
Shadow Fiend, he's got to be careful here. He's got 3 heroes and he fakes his ult. Looks like
good ulti cancel there. That was.
Not sure what he was doing. Maybe he was just saying, "Get away from me! I don't want you to get Weaver."
Yeah, he wanted to scare the Weaver off. I think if the Weaver had stuck around to attack him, he could have been in some trouble if he hadn't done that. But I think, by comparison, the Weaver was pretty low. So if the Weaver had stuck around.
Yeah, tier 1 bottom taking a lot of damage. Weaver left his lane, and Storm Spirit decided to punish him for it. Storm Spirit, might I add, has not been active in this game at all, slowly farming his Orchid up. Magnus has gotten himself an invisibility ruin, so they're going to be looking to grab this 3-0-4 Viper very soon here.
Yeah, and I think that the way this game is going, he doesn't need to be that active before 15 minutes. The Viper has done a very good job creating space. The Shadow Fiend has farmed his way up to treads.
Invisibility is going to wear out, and I think he could have just walked in there and RP'd all 3 of them and at least gotten 1 kill to disengage, but perhaps doesn't want to risk a repeat of last time.
Yeah, he's definitely be a little bit more scared of landing an RP, a solo RP, especially on just an Abaddon now. I don't think that was the right RP that he was looking for. I think
no. When I said it, I thought he was going to RP the Viper.
Yeah, I didn't catch the skewer, so I don't know how well or how
what
poorly
happened with the skewer is there was 1 here and 1 here, and he skewered there. Unfortunately.
Okay, so he split the uprights.
But easy thing to do. Can't blame him for it.
Yeah, looks like the Shadow Fiend will just go for an early BKB, which is the right thing to do, I think. He just wants to be able to
initiation under tower
start
again.
Doing as much damage.
Self Nightmare. We do have the Shadow Fiend ulti doing a ton of damage. That is a Bane. That is a Venomancer. That is a Magnus. That is Lifesteal. That's freaking everybody except for Weaver yet again, who's in the bottom lane. And what can the Nudists do against this just incredible damage output coming out of Rampage City?
Not RP the wrong hero. Or not RP at the wrong time.
Or perhaps use
that was, again...
RP at all. Oh, they did use it. Okay, just didn't do anything.
They did, yeah. He used it on the Shadow Fiend after the Shadow Fiend had ultied.
So a little bit of mistiming there.
No, it was not the right... It was not the right RP. Though, I know from experience, RPs are extremely hard to land before you get your Blink Dagger. Even with Skewer, and I think he just felt pressured to make some sort of play, defend his team in some way.
And that is tier 2 top going down after 4 kills. This game is not looking good for the Nudists. Unfortunately, so much early pressure coming out. Magnus is nowhere near his Blink Dagger, needs 1600 more gold. Weaver farming alright, he's got his Aquilas up, but not necessarily doing super well here. And the people with the most kills on the board are actually the people with the most CS on the board as well. So that is not what you want to happen. Swimsphere almost has his Orchid up, and I think he'll probably start being active once he grabs that. Once he grabs that, and we do see the gold graph going more than 12,000 the way of Rampage City at not even 15 minutes in. It's been like 1,000 gold lead a minute so far.
I don't think that's extremely surprising. That is a lot of gold, but that is 4 towers now.
4 towers
and
now.
14 kills.
So a kill a minute, a tower every couple of minutes. This could spell a very quick defeat for the Nudists, unfortunately. But they have not broken high ground yet. We always have to remember that they have a chance to come back, grab a little bit of farm on their Lifestealer, who has his Space Boots up, and a Bracer. Hasn't quite started his armlet yet, but going to be working on that very soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll go straight for the drum here, or if he'll begin to work on his... begin to work on his armlet.
Orchid goes down on the Bane, getting a little bit of that lockdown down. Bane almost goes down. We have a great 4-man RP here. No follow-up, though, unfortunately. And, oh my gosh, Shadow Fiend ult just cleans up everybody.
That was a Rubik RP.
That was a Rubik RP. My mistake.
No. You were correct. The Magnus did RP, and that was a great RP. But nothing happened afterwards.
Yeah, there was no follow-up. Like I said, Rubik did just steal RP.
They just sat there, and then the Rubik stole it, RP'd the enemy team, and then Shadow Fiend ulted on top of that. And, well, the rest, as we say, is history.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's another team fight and tower going the way of Rampage City, playing this just almost perfectly. BKB is up on that Shadow Fiend. Lifestealer still looking for that armlet. He's got his robe of magic.
Viper almost has Yasha MKB. Man, what an item build that is.
Yasha MKB.
Just gonna start doing the deeps, man.
Gonna tank Roche for a little bit here. Oh, wow.
Eats a shockwave as well, but I think they're just gonna back out. They didn't have their Abaddon, so their healer, their priest wasn't there.
I think Nudists are gonna try to go in and grab Roche now.
Yeah, depending on how low it is.
He's very low.
Yeah, 3,500 health. I don't really know that they have the damage.
Guess not. They don't really have anyone to tank it right now. Lifestealer isn't there. Magnus is sub 1,000 health. He's at 6 armor, but still.
Yeah.
They could get caught coming out of the Roche pit and lose.
I think Radiant is able to do it if they have their Abaddon there to tank it or dish out, a mech and some mist coils here and there. The Shadow Fiend does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually
as well as the Viper, so I think they'll be able to finish it off fairly quickly.
Yeah, they're going to go back.
Nudists are wise to this. They do have RP coming off cooldown here in just about 5 seconds.
Still no blink, but
we could see an RP here around the Roche pit.
Scattered out yet again. They know that they're being scattered out. We have a double damage up on the Shadow Fiend. He could be looking to grab a couple of kills just to secure this Roche. Look out, Venomancer, that Shadow Fiend will one-shot you. Still just going away at it.
Oh my goodness, he's doing almost 250 damage.
Yeah, that's literally like 3 attacks on the Venomancer, just right-click. Venomancer does get Orchided up here. He's not going to be able to drop his ult. Bane is lifted and instantly killed. We have a raise. Yep, there goes Venomancer. Like I said, almost one-shot.
Venomancer. I was never a fan.
And they didn't do it quite in the order I thought. They grabbed the Aegis and then they grab a couple of hero kills. But still going the way of Rampage City. 19-0 here, 17 minutes into the game. Not the scoreboard you want to be looking at if you're the Nudists.
No, not quite. It looks like the Shadow Fiend is going right from BKB into crit.
And they have the Aegis on the Shadow Fiend. So next team fight he's going to be dying on purpose just to do more damage at this point.
Yes, though he might lose souls on the Aegis death. Don't quote me on that. I haven't played Shadow Fiend enough to get the Aegis on a lot of games.
Oh,
so I don't know. And the Venomancer.
Poor Venomancer, he's just food. How many deaths does he have? I got 7. 0 and 7 on the Venomancer. Poor guy.
To be fair, though, he should know better that he can't stand even behind his own tier tower, 2-tier tower by himself.
Alright, we have level 8 on the Rubik. And we have level 5 on the Venomancer and the Bane. These poor guys.
So, what level is the Abaddon? He's level 11.
Yeah.
He has been a part of 12 kills, so that does explain it. He did get a double kill and then was part of the other double kill.
Here comes the high ground, and there is nothing the Nudists can do to stop it. They just cannot win a team fight. They're underfarmed. They don't have the levels. But Venomancer has a Bassi. That's it. He doesn't even have brown boots.
Ouch.
Ouch.
The Viper do's pick up his MKB.
Viper's just gonna right-click Venomancer to death. A taunt ult cancel there, looks like, out of the Shadow Fiend. He says, look at me.
I'm not quite sure what that was about. Did pop his BKB just a little bit preemptively, I think. I think he thought that there was going to be some
team
sort
fight.
some shenanigans going on. To be honest, I'm not sure what this BKB will do for him. He won't take damage from RP.
It'll help him versus Vino, but he hasn't even gotten level 6 yet.
That's a good point, yeah. Against the Venomancer, BKB is very useful. It will stop him from being nightmared, but BKB will, or excuse me.
Oh, poor Weaver gets caught out. Caught out on the Magnus, lifted into the Shadow Pheno. What can they do? He is godlike. Is the Rampage coming? Is it real? Rampage City.
Self Nightmare, and he gets it.
Unstop. No Rampages for Rampage City. This game going their way. We just see much faster play on their part. Shadow Fiend grabs his BKB before Venomancer can even get level 6. That kind of sums the game up for you right there.
Ouch. I don't know. That was just... I dare say that that's an outdraft. Magnus Lifestealer, probably a very good combination, but the way that the Radiant lane that with a Storm Spirit, with a Shadow Fiend, and the Viper Abaddon off lane just completely shut down the Nudists.
Yep, so has been a great game thus far. I look forward to casting some more AD2L games in the future, and we'll see you all again soon.